Hi, Lee Phillips again. I want to talk about the new FinCEN stuff. FinCEN is Financial Criminal Enforcement Network. It's the little brother of the IRS in the Treasury Department. And I did a video right after March 1st when a big court case came down in Alabama. The federal court there ruled that FinCEN, in fact, the entire Corporate Transparency Act of 2021 was unconstitutional. They even did it on a summary judgment, which means no argument. It's just unconstitutional. And the last video I made said, don't worry about filing now, we're unconstitutional, we're through. Well, that was a mistake on my part. I didn't even envision what the government was going to do. FinCEN came back and said, okay, we'll honor the court, but we're only going to honor the court for the National Small Business Association group. They're the ones that sued us. All the rest of you little idiot suckers out there with little businesses, LLCs, corporations, whatever, you've still got to register. This doesn't apply to you. Now, I'm scratching my head going, well, let's see. If it's patently unconstitutional for any little business that happened to have paid the fees and joined the National Business Association, and by the way, FinCEN said you had to be a member before March 1st. Anybody who joined, they're exempt. It's unconstitutional for them, but it's not unconstitutional for me? I don't get it. This is called government overreach, and they're playing the game, and they're playing it dirty. The FinCEN law, which requires the beneficial ownership interest registration of any small entity under 20 employees, they got a bunch of rules. They exempt 26 groups of companies, mostly the ones that are already regulated, such as banks and insurance companies and that sort of garbage. But most of us little guys, we have to register. It's unconstitutional, but we still have to register. That's what they've said. And FinCEN has big teeth. $500 per day for every day that you were late in registering, plus a $10,000, plus a 2-year stay in an extended care facility at the federal government. That's big, guys. And basically, they have made this law so onerous that you're not going to be able to comply because you've got to do the original registration. You can look at the back video and see what all the rules are on that. But you also have to re-register, update, anytime any owner of the business changes address, changes their name, gets a new driver's license. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There is no way that the first thing that you think of whenever your new driver's license appears is, I gotta register for FinCEN. And as a result, pretty much everybody's going to screw up. That gives the government the ability to target who they want to. And once they target you, they have big teeth. In fact, it says that if the government determines that you are willfully not registering, then they got you. Which means it's subjective on their part. This is not good, guys. What's my advice? Well, my advice is let's wait to register until the third quarter of 2024. Get down on your knees and pray that somebody gets into the government that might be able to undo this. If it's not undone, then I think we'd better register. Because FinCEN has come out in their press release and said, no, we're applying it to everybody except the National Small Business Association. All the rest of you guys, you register. So the government's not going to appeal this case. National Business Association isn't either because they've already got all their members out. Nobody's going to take this case and try and move it up the chain to see if it really applies to everybody. In fact, nobody has standing to do that probably. And so somebody's going to have to start over again. and it takes years. So I think we're stuck, guys. I was on an airplane years ago. I flew from Salt Lake City to Washington, D.C. and sat next to a senator named Orrin Hatch. He was a big-time senator. And I was fighting an IRS ruling at that time. The ruling was clearly not correct. And I started to complain to Hatch about it, and he started to laugh. He says, yeah, they do that all the time. That ruling will hold until somebody sues them and gets it overturned. Well, actually, people did sue him on this ruling. It was 1999, 2000. 20 years later, the IRS had made sure that that case never came to the courts because they didn't want a ruling on it. They wanted to be able to rule their way and not have the courts enter in on it. After 20 years, the people suing them, they went bankrupt. So this is the way these guys are operating. And, you know, I don't know what we do. For now, wait till last quarter. See what happens in the election this year, 2024. If we don't get any relief from a court or election or somebody, then I think you'd better file. Now, if you're filing a new company this year, you've got 90 days this year, 30 days after this, 2024. But this year, 2024, you've got 90 days after you file to register that with FinCEN. I would go ahead and do that, guys, because we don't know what's going to happen. We're up in the air again. They put the target on our back, and they're keeping us running. Now, don't forget to subscribe and say you love us and all of that sort of crap. And we'll keep you updated on this.